Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea Tranquility. That's right, it's Wednesday. New album review day. We've got a few of them for you here today. This particular one, the 9th studio album from this Swedish band. It's been a number of years since their last album, but they are back. New record label and everything. Instead of Nuclear Blast, they are now on Atomic Fire. Of course, I'm talking about Immutable from the mighty Meshuggah. That's right, the Kings of Gent, although they don't always necessarily like to be called that, but there's no doubt that Meshuggah greatly influenced a ton of bands that are working hard on the scene today that have taken that very technical, polyrhythmic, rich, staccato type riffing and drumming to new levels. Right, lots of bands doing that sort of thing these days, but man, it all started back with Meshuggah way back. Geez, God, they've been around like 30 plus years now, right? Something like that. We've got in the band for this album, you got Jens Kidman on vocals, Fredrik Thorndahl returns on lead guitar, Martin Hagström on guitars, Dick Lovgren on bass, and of course Thomas Hake on drums. Rikard Bengtsson and Stefan Karlsson mixed the album. Vlado Miller mastered the album. Long one. This is, I believe, an hour plus. I didn't exactly time the whole thing. I'm really nuts about all this black, right? It's like, come on, guys, give us a little something here. I mean, there's just nothing here. If you're gonna put this in a digipack, at least give us some artwork or something to look at, because quite frankly, this is like a complete waste. You could have just thrown this in a jewel case and let it be, let it go at that. So here we've got the booklet again. And I like the cover. The cover's pretty cool. And basically all you get here is the cover. And then lyrics and, everything else. I don't know how well you guys can see that. But it's all housed in black, so it's really kind of hard to read. But, again, what are you going to do, right? It is heavy metal we're talking about after all, right? So, but as far as the album itself, 13 tracks. Like I said, pretty long. 60 plus minutes. I believe this is the longest Meshuggah album on record now, something like that. And a mix of regular tracks with vocals and instrumentals. There are 3 instrumentals in total. I will say the instrumentals pretty damn good. But of the vocal pieces, of course, with Jens, barking, screaming over top, some of the highlights for me are Broken Cog, the first track that's on the album. Phantoms is a killer song. Let's face it, and let's be honest with each other. You're not going to hear this album and say, oh my God, Meshuggah have done something completely different here, because they have not. This is from the first riff and drum blast, it sounds like a Meshuggah album. And so this is not reinventing the wheel. However, a lot of these songs are really good. And even though the album, like I said, is pushing the boundaries as far as like how long of a Meshuggah album do we really want, these guys are not for everybody, right? Not everybody is ready for 60 minutes of their style of metal. But there's plenty to love on here. Like I said, Phantoms is a killer song. Probably my favorite track on the album, it's close, is a song called I Am That Thirst, which is track number 10. Just absolutely machine gun riffing going on here. The drums are just absolutely incredible. Very cool song. It took me a couple listens, but I really like the 9+ minute instrumental They Move Below. I will say, though, it's 9+ minutes, probably could have been cut in half, because the first 3-4 minutes, there's just nothing going on. And then all of a sudden, the big staccato riffs start coming in, and the, crazy little time signatures and things like that, and it gets really heavy from that point on. But did we need 3 minutes of just nothing happening? Could have chopped that off there. I will say another instrumental I really like too is Kaleidoscope. That's really good. I'm sorry, Black Cathedral. Kaleidoscope is another great song, vocal song. Black Cathedral, really cool song. But again, this one is too short. At 2 minutes, it's absolutely crushing, but then it's over. I kind of wish that They Move Below was shorter. This one was longer. And then you have one, the final track on the album is Past Tense. That's about 5 and change. So that's probably just right about where you want it. But as far as the rest of the album goes, I mean, yeah, Kaleidoscope, killer track. Killer track. Like I said, I love the riffs in I Am That Thirst. For me, I think my favorite song so far, again, we're only a couple listens in, Broken Cog, Phantoms, and I Am That Thirst, I think, are the 3 songs that I've really gravitated towards. But, Armies of the Preposterous is absolutely killer too. The Abysmal Fire is a really good song. Most tracks are somewhere in the 4 to 5 minute range for the most part. And there's a lot of them, like I said, 13 of them. What's really cool for this album is to hear the return of Mr. Thorndahl, which, if you're familiar with Meshuggah, Frederick's got this really cool legato style lead guitar playing. His hero's Alan Holdsworth, so it's kind of really, and then you hear this amazing jazzy guitar solo just kind of drop in from the sky. It's weird. The music of Meshuggah is so weird. And, Jens's vocals, like I said, are not for everybody. It's not a death growl. It's more of kind of like a hardcore, screamy bark type of thing, sort of. But you can understand what he's saying, and it fits the music. It's just a weird band. Nobody really sounds like them. They've always been pretty damn unique. But lots of great grooves on here. The bass is big and fuzzy and bulbous. I mean, it's right there alongside, the 8-string guitars from Martin, and it's just, these guys are just, I don't know. The more I listen to this, the more I really like it. I'm sure everybody's going to ask, well, where does it rank in their discography? I mean, come on. These guys have some absolutely classic albums. I don't think they've ever released a stinker. But, Meshuggah, the last 2-3 albums, starting to get into the whole kind of, all right, what's really differentiating some of these albums from each other? They all kind of sound really similar. Like I said, you kind of know what you're going to get. What you get is really good, but I think, early in their career, you had a few albums that really stood out from each other. Now it's kind of like you're getting kind of, there's a little similarity going on. But I will say, it's been very rare the last couple of releases where after maybe 3 listens, I'm already picking out specific songs that I really like a lot. That's already happened with this one, as opposed to every track just kind of melting into the next and, having a hard time differentiating between them. I'm already picking out stuff on here that I really, really like. So that, I think, is a really good thing. And I think going forward will probably bring me to the determination that I may be enjoying this album a bit more, excuse me, than some of their last couple, which I do like a lot. But they probably rank a little lower in the catalog, when I look at it overall. So yeah, so I think Immutable is so far so good, quite good. Crushing album as always. It's Meshuggah. You know what you're going to get. If you've liked most of their other stuff, I saw a bunch of people posting comments on various videos over the last couple of days asking about this, and you're waiting for me to let you know what I think before you go buy it. I don't know why you're waiting for me, because if you're a Meshuggah fan, you're going to like this. If you're not a Meshuggah fan, I don't think anything I'm going to say here is going to convince you that you should take the journey into this band. Like I said, either you love them or you don't. This is not for the faint of heart type stuff. This is big, heavy, tremendous grooves, lots of off-kilter stuff, lots of tech metal, lots of extreme vocals. If you don't like that sort of thing, well, then this album is not going to change your mind. But if you do like these guys, if you do like the more extreme stuff, you like the kind of tech metal stuff, this is really good. I'm really digging it, and I think I'm going to continue to really dig it. It's got all the elements I really like from this band, plus I find some of the material pretty memorable. And that, I think, is important when it comes to this band. I want the big grooves. I want those riffs that I remember. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that riff. You want, again, this is not overly melodic music. Not meant to be, though. So, yeah, Immutable, 9th album from Meshuggah. I dig it. Atomic Fire Records. Kind of weird they bolted from Nuclear Blast. I wonder what the reason behind that was. Maybe I'll see if I can get the guys on to talk about it. So anyway, visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell. We also have the link below to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations and the Sea of Tranquility merch site, which has all sorts of great t-shirts, hats, caps, hoodies, mugs, stickers, all that fun stuff. So go check it all out, and we'll see you soon. You may get another new review album today. You may not. May have to save the rest for next week. But we've got good stuff coming up. Tomorrow we've got the Monsters Den Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff and myself, where we name our 10 favorite bands of all time. Tune in for that Friday morning. Saturday at or during or in the UK Connection with Simon Bray and Stephen Reed. Then we've got album homework assignment coming up on Sunday, where myself and Lynn Versace will be going head-to-head with none other than Mr. Chris Allo officiating the festivities. That's coming up on Sunday, so stay tuned for that and a lot more here at the channel. And we'll see you then. I am Pete Pardo. Take care. Bye-bye.